Hey everyone, this is Curt Harlow, and I have got the distinct privilege of being with one of my favorite people and absolutely one of my favorite communicators in all of America, Albert Tate, who is the pastor of Fellowship Church in Morovia. Albert, welcome to Thrive Conference. We're so glad that you're here, my friend. You doing all right down there?
I'm doing great, Curt. How you doing, man?
You know what? We're getting through it. There's a lot of balls that we're juggling here, and we're trying to be faithful to all of them. And, man, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. I've been following you. We've been texting. You've said some really profound things in the last couple of weeks. In fact, I told you yesterday I've been plagiarizing you. And then also on top of just the fact that you've got some real insight for this moment, man, you really are, and I mean this sincerely, pastors say this all the time, you're one of my favorite communicators ever. We were on this one particular function, and man, I'm telling you, you got up there and did the first 10 minutes of a Chris Brown sermon, word, and I mean word for word, and somehow, even though you just heard it yesterday, you got up after him, preached it word for word, and then at the 10-minute mark, I mean, just your memory's incredible. You did a pivot that none of us saw coming, and man, I'm telling you, it was one of the best examples of incredible communication I've ever seen in my life, and just want to be Albert Tate someday when I grow up, my brother.
Well, you're very gracious. I'm so honored to be a part of you guys. You know, y'all don't do nothing small. You blow things out of the water. This Thrive Summit is absolutely amazing, and I'm just so excited to be a part of it and what you guys are doing for the Christian community and for the world in this season where we need it so much. So y'all, I ain't never seen y'all do nothing small before. So for me to be a part of such a big kingdom event, I am honored and thrilled to be here and to pay my little 2 cents. So I'm walking around in digital rooms trying to find where TD Jakes at, because I've been trying to bump into him to see what Zoom room is he in. So it's been amazing. I'm so glad to be part of it.
Okay, we got a ton of leaders watching, and they want to know some stuff, so we're going to get right into it. You're teaching a master class on communication in August. Give us a preview of what you're going to teach there. Give us a couple little juicy nuggets of what you're teaching on what you've learned on communication in that master class.
Well, communication is a really big deal, especially, number one, we got to realize we're entrusted to tell the greatest story that's ever been told, and that's a really big deal. So tip number one, if you're going to communicate, have something to say and have it come from a real place. The message is too strong, the impact and need is too great for you not to have a burden. Whenever you stand in front of people, you need to have a burden. You don't just need to have a word in your mouth. You need to have a burden in your chest. It needs to be something that is compelling, that has convicted you, because I want to tell you a story. I want to be able to speak a story that's already spoken to me. So I want to say something that said something to me. So make sure you sit in the Word of God. You sit in whatever it is you're trying to say. It has to speak to you in order for you to speak to people. So have something to say. Have a burden. Let it come from a passionate place. Number two, if it's something to say and if it's worthy of saying it, it's worthy of proper presentation. So it's not just what you say, but how you say it matters. How you deliver it matters. If it's worthy to be said, that means it's worthy to be set up. Curt, I watch you every week. You have like a family dinner thing, and it's like a little TV show. You set up food, and you get this innately. It's not just, is the food good? But when you go to a premium restaurant, when you really want to show hospitality, you plate the food in a way that sets up a beautiful presentation. Right. I want you, before you even taste a good experience, I want you to see a good experience. So when communicating, don't just get up there and start talking. Set it up, man. Set it up, girl. Like, take some time. The first 2 minutes, create tension, create intrigue, create some curiosity. A great word is worthy of a great presentation. Man, I look at how you present that food, the camera angles and the thing, and man, I'd be hungry just after watching it. Folks, after you set it up, after you set up a good word, your audience ought to be hungry. They ought to be hungry for what you're about to present. And that's true. I'll just do that. I know you don't want to talk all the time about that, but those are true. The third, I'll take a few moments.
You got a third. I know you do.
It's worthy of closing and finishing well. Bring
Yes.
people to a point of commitment, of action. Don't
Yes.
give me something, present something, and then not show me what to do with it. What do you want me to do? I just heard you, and is the goal for me to be impressed by you? Because that ain't gonna change nothing. But bring me to a point of action. Bring me to a
Yes.
point of commitment.
Yes.
Close the deal. Don't just say something mesmerizing and walk off the stage. Tell me what to do with what you just gave me. How then shall we live? The old lady at the church used to say, Pastor, put some shoe leather on that sermon. What that means is, let's put some shoes on this sermon so
Yes.
that I can walk out that you've spoken.
Yes.
Let's put some shoe leather on your communication. Those are a couple of thoughts on communication.
That's awesome. I had an old preacher friend of mine. He said, at the end of the sermon, Pastor Curt, they're going to have a little moment of doubt. You're going to think, I've preached to these people too much. And that's your cue to go for the jugular. You double down. You have that little moment of doubt. That's when you sell the deal, man. That's so good, Albert.